Hello. Hi, my name is Abigail, and I help women to heal period pain and get rid of cramps for good through a three-part system that's holistic and natural and fun. So today I wanted to chat about something that I think is really overlooked, and it will change your life if you start to get curious and explore. So, what do I mean? Often, as women, we have never truly inhabited our own yonis, our own space. We often have other people tell us what's best for us or explore. What do I mean by this? I think I'm not getting right to the point. So, the point is, have you ever explored your own vagina? Have you ever gone inside your own yoni? Do you know its ridges, its grooves? And if you don't, then I'm not surprised that you're still having period pain. Because if you have never been inside of your own house, right? Would you ever know exactly what needs tending to if you don't intimately know the texture and the quality and the different materials that are in a room in your home? How are you going to know how to take care of it and how to give it what it needs? So, this kind of analogy of the home with your yoni is here to just encourage you to get to know your body. And often, as women, right, we invite someone else in, like a partner, a man, someone else who isn't us. And we're inviting them into a space that we don't intimately know. And I think that can cause two different things. One, I think it gives away our power because then we are only exploring ourselves through a man. So we only know our body through someone else, which I think can really disconnect you from your own power, from your own body, and from knowing what she feels like, right? If you don't know what pleasure feels like on your own, then how are you really going to know what it feels like with a man? Same thing with pain. If you don't know what pain feels like with your own body, how are you going to be able to articulate that with a man? And then I think it also is when you don't know your own body intimately, then you're not going to be able to communicate effectively, efficiently, or from the big picture if you've never explored it yourself. So also too with doctors, OBGYNs, people who are sticking devices in there. If you have never explored your body, if you've never even looked at your yoni, looked at your vagina, how are you going to know how to advocate for her or to know when something is up or wrong? So I think that this is a very taboo topic and can seem really just not classy. But if you look at it from a different perspective, think about it as if it was your garage, or think about it if it was any other body part. Could you imagine if you didn't tend to your mouth? If you didn't clean it, look at it when you have a sore in there, when there's some food stuck in there, if you aren't assessing it, then how are you going to know how to advocate for it? And how are you going to know who you want in your mouth or your garage? And I'm using these metaphors because I think there is so much noise around the yoni because we have been programmed to believe that it is shameful, it is, something that we can't talk about. And the more that you don't talk about something, the more it keeps it stuck, the more shame that is there, the more guilt, the more secrecy. And that's when things get really nasty. That's when the water is stagnant and there's mosquitoes and it is just hella gross. So when you talk about things, when you bring fresh air, when you bring a different perspective, that's when it can move. And all disease is stagnant, stuck energy. And if you are having intense period cramps, menstrual issues, it's because you have stuck and stagnant energy. And I bet this is one place that you haven't kind of looked. So I would encourage you to really get to know all of the houses of your room and really spend some time connecting to your Yoni, looking at her. Maybe you want to talk to her, maybe you want to feel her, but just explore her as if it was the first time you were going into a room and you just want to get to know the lay of the land. So there's no shame in that, there's no judgment. And if you are having shame and judgment, then whose voice is that? And I would encourage you to kind of reflect on and journal on that. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe and leave me some comments below. Let me know how this is working for you, what's not working for you, and if you're seeing any changes when you implement these tips. Thanks.